grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. So this is what Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna during the revelation of the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita, when initiating Arjuna into the power of third eye, so Arjuna can behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. And in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form, the description is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through the third eye.
And the Atma Brahmana, the experience of Swamiji himself,
inside and
outside
broke. The first experience is that I was able to see every
the first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degrees, the 10 directions below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience all of that as me. Next is the Pratiksha Pramana, the observation and experimentation of this great truth. And a study was done that measured that compared the metabolic cell activity of the brain and conscious and meditative states using the PET scan, and it was found, and this was done specifically on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, and it was found that when doing daily activity, high activity is measured in the brain where the third eye is located. And when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain is at peace. Sakshi from disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This rare sacred science of third eye awakening is being made available to humanity for their ultimate enrichment and conscious evolution by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And as a living incarnation of Paramashivoham, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism embodies the most profound yogic states that surpass all bounds of time, space, and matter. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is gifting this pure, great science of third eye awakening, along with many other spiritual sciences, through the initiation, the Diksha of millions of people, and millions have already been initiated by the Supreme Pontiff and are experiencing the profound results as extraordinary powers in their everyday lives.
Yes, so now let us witness the live Sakshi Pramana, the live demonstration of the powers of third eye. So now here with me, I have this eye band, which in front is a thick opaque plastic sheet, and in the back there's thick black sponge which will not allow any type of light to enter. And all of you can also see the strap, so it will be tight around into these two sockets over here. My eyes will sit into these two sockets over here, and it will also be covering the bridge of the nose over here. So there is no way of light entering around the eyes. And this eye band is also certified by ophthalmologists, and it is usually given for people who are suffering from insomnia or who are not able to sleep properly. So this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. And once it is done, any of you watching this live on YouTube, you can put your comments live in the YouTube comment section. It can be anything that you would like me to read. So you can put your comments in the YouTube comment section and I will be reading it through the third eye. So now this eye band will be put on my eyes by a volunteer. Yes, you can put a little up. It's on the and little tighter. Yes, and it's yeah. Okay, so now the eye band has been put. I will be turning to my right, left, up, and down. So now the eye band has been put and there is no gaps anywhere, all of you can see. And now the YouTube comment section will be projected in front of me and we'll also be projecting it for all of you. So any of you watching us live on YouTube, you can put your live comments in the YouTube comment section. It can be anything that you would like me to read, a sequence of emojis, numbers, letters, words, sentences. It can be anything. Yes, we're just loading the comments. We apologize for the delay. Yes, so we already have quite a few comments. And we will be projecting. And the last comment we have is actually a contribution to Kailasa by Ma Silan. So Ma Silan Gulami has contributed 2 CHFs. Thank you, Ma, for your contribution to Kailasa. And actually, her contribution has come in a blue box. And next to it, she has posted a sticker. She has posted a sticker with a baby and who is giving a kiss, and there is a heart coming up. And about that, the comment is from Manitya Mahajalandra Nithyananda, who has put Nithyananda Mamathura. Hope to be able to have a body scan for my husband in the next segment, please. And Namaskar emoji, blessings and gratitude, Ma. And then she has put 3 star emojis. The first is a shooting star, and then normal star, and then another shooting star, which is little smaller than the first shooting star. And then yes, Ma, we will be doing a body scan after this power of third eye. And then we have above that a comment from Peter Vajra, who has put Paramashiva, please bless me, and then Namaskar emoji. And then Masaline, who has put a Namaskar emoji, and then a star emoji and a heart emoji. and then an upside down smiley emoji, and then emoji with which is laughing, and there's tears coming out of the eye, and then a thumbs up emoji, and then a smiley emoji with 3 hearts on the face. And then Peter Vajra has put Nityanandam and Namaskar emoji, and then above that Paramashanta Dharma has put a Namaskar emoji, a heart emoji, then 3 Om emojis, and then a heart emoji and a Namaskar emoji. And yes, so the last comment is from Marceline, who has contributed to Kailasa. And yes, anyone else also who would like to put in your comments, you can put your comments in the YouTube comment section of anything else that you would like me to read. Okay. Yes, so before we move to the next power, the power of body scanning, if any of you would like to put in anything else that you would like me to read, you can put it in the comment section. It can be anything, it can even be a different language. Yes, so now we have another comment from Marceline, who has put thank you and then a heart emoji. Yes, okay. So now with that, we will be moving on to the next power of body scanning. Before that, I request the volunteer to now remove the I-band. And all of you can see as the I-band is being removed, there is nothing added or removed from the I-band. All of you can see as the I-band is being removed. Yes, so all of you can see the I-band, there is nothing added or removed from the I-band, it is just as it was before. And now we will be moving to the next power, the power of body scanning, after we go through the pramanas for the power of body scanning. So for those of you who might be joining us newly today, the power of body scanning is the power that awakens the ability to scan any type of diseases, illnesses, medically diagnosed issues, or any other problems in the body, whether it's physical, mental, or emotional. And the best part is that we can scan and give a solution for the problem permanently. So we will now be getting into the power of body scanning and seeing the 4 pramanas for this power. So the first is the Shastra Pramana, which comes from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshma tarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. And the translation for this verse is: cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest constitutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe, simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts, and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi, Adi Shakti, is revealed, and the supreme power manifestation happens. And the next is the Apta Pramana, which comes from the life of a Siddha. So Terayar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agastya. And one day a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agastya for healing, and Agastya uses the power of body scanning and identifies the root cause of the headache. And he reveals that there is a small terai, a type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. So then Agastya immediately instructs his disciple Terayar to perform an open head surgery. And once the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache, and Terayar gains his name. And the next is the Atma Pramana, which was revealed on the 22nd of December 2019 by the Supreme Point of Hinduism himself. He reveals how he uses the power of body scanning. Only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened, and where balances had to be done. I use allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And the next is the Sakshi Pramana, which are the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation happening through the initiate disciples. So here you can see a few sharings of the people that have successfully manifested the power of body scanning. Here are just a few, but thousands around the world have manifested this power. Even all of you will be able to manifest this power and raise other powers as well. And now that we've seen the pramanas for this power, let us get into the live demonstration of this power, the power of body scanning. So anyone who would like a body scan can put your comments in the YouTube comment section, and we will be doing a body scan for you. We already have a comment from Ma Mahajalindra who has asked for a scan for your husband. Yes, ma, I request if we have your husband's consent, ma, as the consent is necessary for the power. So do we have his consent to do the body scanning for him? Yes, you have said my husband has terrible pain on the lower gut, the colon area. Please, can you share more about it? And also, an MD as directed by Paramashiva. Please, thank you, ma. And yes, he has given permission. Yes, ma. So now I'll be doing a scan for your husband. And then I also see some comments from uh, JNN. Um, yes, I request if you can put your actual name, ma. If you can put your actual name as your request for the body scanning. And Ma Salan has also asked for body scanning, and Pete Raya has also asked. Yes, after I scan for Ma Mahajalinder says husband, I will be doing for all of you. And Ma Jin, or I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing the name properly or if that's the name. JNN. If you can put your actual name, Ma, that'll be great. And yes, Ma Mahajalinder, now I will be scanning for your husband. Yes, so Ma Mahajalinder, what I was able was that in the area where he's having pain in the lower gut, and even actually anywhere else in the body also, I was also able to see in the stomach and even in the back. I was able to see that there's like few white and white, yellowish white small particles, and it is also becoming patches that is around that area. There is only like really small patches, but it is mainly like particles that are around that area. So that is actually the cause of that is actually affecting the blood, and also it is affecting the muscles, and that is causing the pain. So that what I was able to see as the solution for this was that he has to start having haritaki, and he has to um, start doing panchakriya also, and he has to start having hot water every meal. After every meal, at least a cup of hot water, and then haritaki in the night, and uh, he should start doing the panchakriya, and that will help in healing his body. So this is what I was able to see, and um, JNN. Yes, ma, you should have the photo and the name for the scan as per the legal guidelines of Kailasa. And Marceline, now I will be doing a body scan for you. Yes, so Marceline, what I was able to see for you was to get out of any confusion and any problem that you are going through right now, any confusion, any stress, any frustration, anything. Watch some satsangs and internalize those truths, and also follow those teachings as much as possible. Apply those teachings in your day-to-day life, and you will see that your day-to-day life and everything that you do becomes more and more better each day, and you will see a transformation happening in you. So this is what I was able to see for you, ma. And Peter Vajra, now I will be doing the scan for you here, and also healing. And Mahajalandrasta has gone back saying, thank you, Ma. Yellow and white particles. You know what they are, Ma? And do you know how long it will be before he has relief from this problem? Yes, Ma. So I was just able to see it's like small particles, Ma. It's like very small particles which are affecting the blood in the muscles. He should start doing it should actually come out of the body. That's why Paramashiva showed to do the Panchakriya, take Haritaki, and also drink lots of hot water, and that will help in uh, it getting cleansed. And then he will start getting healed. And yes, Ma Jen, uh, yeah, I will be doing a scan for you after us finishing the scan for Peter Vajraya. So Peter Vajraya, now I will be doing a scan for you. Yes, so Peter Vajraya, what I was able to see for you was that there is a nerve which in the back of your neck and like your back. There is a nerve there which is pulling, which is getting pulled slightly. Like there is a small pulling sensation that you're feeling. It is not, you don't feel it frequently, but uh, for a normal person that is quite frequent, but it doesn't like happen every day. Every like 2 3 days, few times you feel like a pulling sensation behind your back, like in the neck region. And I was able to see that is because the your neck has actually become very stiff, and um because of that, the even within the muscles and everything has become very stiff. And even the blood circulation there, it is happening, but because of the stiffness, even that is being affected. So I was able to see the solution for this is to apply little warm coconut oil on the neck, and wherever you're feeling that pulling sensation, just apply warm coconut oil and rub it for some time. And when the oil is getting into the skin, when it is getting absorbed into the skin, just stretch that area a little bit. You can bend it, you can even do some neck rotations, but just stretch that area a little bit. And as the oil is getting absorbed into the skin, and it will be healed. And what I was, another thing that I was able to see was that you are actually going through uh you're going through some confusion and lot of um stress or frustration for the past few days. And what I was able to see as what Parmashiva revealed as a solution for that was to just connect in the space of oneness with Swamiji and just offer your gratitude to Swamiji. It can be in any way that you would like, but just offer your gratitude to Swamiji in any way that you would like. It can be through um, offering, or be through anyway, just sitting in front of Swamiji and speaking to him. It can be anything, but just offer your gratitude to Swamiji for anything, whatever you feel. And you will see that automatically that stress actually starts, that stress and that frustration or whatever you are going through just comes down drastically. And also just get into that space of unclutching. When you are offering your gratitude, just be in the space of unclutching, and you will see that all that stress, frustration, anger, anything, any negative emotions within you will just transform into the space of bliss. So this is what I was able to see for you, Aya. And yes, you have gone back saying yes, ma, and you have said that I had a surgery and the implant is there. Yes, that's thank you, Aya, for getting back. And you've also said stress, ma. Yes. Yes, thank you, Aya, for getting back. And you can do the solutions revealed by Paramashiva, and for sure you will start getting healed. And Ma Zhen Kwa, now I will be doing a scan for you. You have said I feel stuffy in my nose and throat area, and whenever I got a little bit cold, I feel uncomfortable and stuffy in my nose and throat area, like something stuck there. And you've also said since a child it's like that. Is there a root pattern that caused the stuffiness in my nose and throat area? Yes, now. And now I'll be scanning for you. Yes, so ma Jean Kwa, what I was able to see for you, ma, that the cause of this is actually, it is not any root pattern, or it is not any uh it is not anything major. It is actually something hereditary, and it might not be exactly from your parents, but I was able to see that a few other people also in your family have a similar type problem. It's not the exact same thing, but a similar problem. So it is more like a hereditary thing. But one more thing that I was able to see as the cause for this is, apart from being like hereditary um, problem, or something that has been there, I was able to see that actually it is much lesser than you think it is. But the idea that you have that problem and it has been affecting you since a child, and every time uh, you get a cold, it becomes more stuffier, more uncomfortable. That cognition of that cognition is making you feel that it is more worse, or more it is creating more of a problem. So if you just drop that cognition that you have that problem, and um just unclutch from the problem, you don't have to forget about the problem. Of course, that is there, but just unclutch from it and leave it at Swamiji's feet, and you will see that the even though little bit might be there, you will not feel that uncomfortable. It will not bother you, or it will not affect you much. So this is what I was able to see for you, ma Jenkwa. And yes, so you can get back in the comment section if you were able to do it. And Peter Vajray has gone back saying, yes, all is correct, ma. Thank you very much and for the scanning and the solution. Yes, Aya, thank you for getting back. And now, with that, I thank all of you who have joined us for this empowerment. And we will now be moving to the next segment of this program. So please stay tuned for the next segment of this program, where all of us will continue to learn more about Devi Parashakti. And we will be first learning more about how the world is today, and how Devi Parashakti has come down and is giving solutions for the world today. And in further segments of this program, we will also be learning more about Devi Parashakti, the form of Devi Parashakti that we are celebrating today on the 5th day of Navaratri. Yes, so now let us see how the world today is and the way
So let us now understand what we are all facing in the world today and what is the way forward for all of us.
Yes. So all of us know that the world today is going through quite a lot of suffering, especially after the advent of COVID-19. So per day, additional 0.002% of population is getting infected by COVID-19. And the facts are the total confirmed cases of COVID-19 is 233 million, which is about 3% of the world as of 5 by 54 CEST on the 1st of October 2021, including 4, 4 million confirmed deaths and almost 5 million confirmed deaths. And Healthline.com states that new COVID 19 cases have risen to more than 150,000 per day in the United States, and an average population increase per day is 174,000 per day. And so the rate of those getting infected is almost on average rate of population growth.
And the total number of confirmed COVID-19 cases is 3% of the population and rising daily at all times. And unfortunately, the quarantine, the lockdown, the vaccination have not been affected the rate of infection. Vaccinations are still not known to be the solution or even available at all times for the entire world. The average death per day is 126,500. And this is 0.56% of the world. The average death per day per death will be growing up to 44 million people per year. And this is still growing every year, not just due to COVID-19, but all deaths combined. And if we say just for our understanding that the population per day and the death rate are moving at the same rate, we are looking at human civilization declining in the next 3 generations. I think there is a technical glitch. And let us understand that unfortunately, the solutions that we have are not globally accessible for everyone. The sorry, go back to the previous slide, please. So COVID-19 has been affecting everyone across the globe, in Americas, Europe, Southeast Asia, Eastern Mediterranean, Western Pacific, Africa, and all across the globe. But we need a national policy that is that works for everyone across the globe, because it is affecting everyone across the globe. And it is not just that we are devastated by this COVID-19 pandemic, but we've been facing ongoing natural disasters and calamities across the globe. And we've seen floods, storms, fires that have devastated communities. And this is all due to the climate change crisis and global warming. And the according to the United Nations, a new scientific report from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, the IPCC, warns that we are on a crash course towards catastrophe if global temperatures are allowed to continue rising, and the window to slow or even halt some of these worsening impacts is rapidly closing. And just the difference of 0.5 degrees in the increase of global temperature from 1.5 degrees Celsius to 2 degrees Celsius will cause drastic effects in our very reality. We've already seen so many of the effects of global warming. If we go at the rate that we're going, we will continue to see worsening effects of global warming and climate change.
And during this time of the COVID pandemic, we have to take immediate precautionary methods and immediate precautions. So, a few of the immediate precautionary methods that you can take is to protect yourself by getting into quarantine and follow the local government's guidelines, and regulations. But even if this is done, the effect on our survival needs like food, clothes, shelter, and much more will can be a difficulty, and especially the to the less privileged, whom we call poor, for whom resources are not immediately available, is unknown. And in the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, fourth Adhyaya, fourth Brahmanam, and fifth mantra, it defines karma in a verse, and it says, Yatakari yatachari tata tata bhavati sadhukari sadhu bhavati papakari papi bhavati punya punyena karmana bhavati papa papena. And the translation is, as it does it and acts, so it becomes by doing good. It becomes good, and by doing evil, it becomes evil. It becomes virtuous through good acts and vicious through evil acts.
And our greed to make life comfortable, luxurious, has cost the planet Earth 80% of the wild animals have become extinct. So stopping the idea that the whole planet Earth belongs to only the human race will curb some of the effects of the damage that we've already done. And since the rise of the human civilization, 80% of the wild mammals have been lost, and 80% of marine mammals, 50% of plants, and 15% of fish have been lost due to the rise of the human civilization.
So we have forgotten to share the world with others. So let us now start setting the trend of moving to a nature based lifestyle. Let's stop torturing and killing animals. Let's drop this idea that planet Earth is exclusively for us, and let us set a trend of moving to a nature based lifestyle. So let us stop the
And
karma.
we've seen that the amount of fresh water that is used to produce just 1 kg of beef is around 15,000 liters. In comparison with some plant-based foods like lentils, which is less than 3,000 liters. You can see the drastic difference in the consumption of fresh water, the consumption of natural resources in producing meat-based products and non-vegetarian food compared to animal-based or compared to plant-based products. And when you kill animals, when you keep the livestock and kill animals, not only you disturb the environment, you disturb the ecosystem by releasing so much of pain and suffering.
So, what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? As per Hinduism, the purpose of the world and the primary principle of the universe is let us all coexist and celebrate our life. Ahimsa paramo dharmaha. Non-violence, natural law of life.
So, what is the permanent solution for this pandemic? Let us stop all of this greed, these actions from anger, lust, greed, pride, jealousy, and delusion. It is the lifestyle that Hinduism promotes, the Hindu lifestyle that will bring a permanent solution. The lifestyle of apigraha, asteya, ahimsa, the lifestyle of non-stealing, living with minimal things, and non-violence will only provide a permanent solution for humanity's ongoing problems.
So, every crisis that humanity faces, Hinduism has found solutions. Hinduism is a religion which has seen at least 5 complete wipeouts of the planet Earth. And the wiping out of the civilization, and we have the knowledge, and we have recorded and documented every time when the civilization is wiped out and how we have rebuilt it. So here you can see a few of the world pandemic histories and Hindu solutions. So the first time was at the time when Bhagavan Vishnu incarnated to bring the Vedas and Agamas back from the dark energy during the manifestation of the universe in the form of a fish, the Matsyavatara, and landed it on planet Earth to give it to Lord Brahma. So this is when the Vedas and Agamas were stolen by the demon Hayagriva. And that was when one of the first times that the civilization and human race was wiped out completely. And after the great deluge, Bhagavan Vishnu bought Manu's boat and the Vedas and Agamas, the whole thing, and he starts the civilization again. Starts the civilization again. And that is why the Pandya kingdom, the earliest kingdom, has a fish as their emblem. And Karaikal is the place where the boat was brought to the land by the Matsyavatar. And it is from there that the whole Pandya civilization started. And during reign in Lanka, 7 crore people around the world was wiped out. And it is at the point in time when Bhagavan Sri Ramachandra Prabhu incarnated to save the 54 deshas from the evil reign of the king. And this is detailed in the Ramayana. And another time is when King Duryodhana almost led the world to a nuclear collapse, and Bhagavan Sri Krishna incarnated to end the apocalypse. And this is detailed in the epic poem Mahabharata. And the next time is when the fifth is when Bhagavan Mahadeva himself protected the city of Madurai, and he said, I will hold these people, protect them, even during the Pralaya, even when the whole world is destroyed during the great deluge. I'll hold these guys in the tip of my Trishula. And in the Upanishads, the Rishis celebrate the happening of the incarnations who come down to liberate humans, the people from and beings from crisis. And in the Taittiriya Upanishad, chapter 3, the Bhrigu Valli section bring awakening, and they say, Ha ha ahamannam 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 Ahamannado, ahamannado, ahamannadaha.
And it is the, the ultimate consciousness happens again and again as Acharya, as Guru, and as incarnation. Paramashiva reaching out to liberate individual souls from bondages through knowledge is Acharya. Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls to liberate them from bondages through initiation is Shaktipada. Shaktipada is Guru. And Paramashiva reaching out to individual souls and intervening in the karmas, altering it, changing it, reducing it, and even deleting it, completing it, and changing the happenings of the past, present, and future is Leela. And the manifestations who do these Leelas are incarnation.
And in the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna also promises, Yada yada hi dharmasya glane bhavati bharata abhyutanam adharmasya tadatmanam shridhamyam, which means whenever there is a decline in the individual consciousness, the collective unconsciousness increases. To establish the righteousness of eternal consciousness, the science of eternal bliss, Dharma Samstapanarthaya, I myself appear millennium after millennium, Sambhavami Yuge Yuge. So now, with that, let us now in the next segment learn about the form of Devi that all of us are celebrating today. So we will be learning about the form of Brahmacharya, which bestows completion. And we will be celebrating the form of Devi in the Shayanatra column. So Devi Brahmacharini is the goddess of, is the form of goddess Parashakti. And after her self-immolation in her previous birth as Sati, she took birth again, and this time she was born to the king of mountains in the Himalayas. And in this birth, she came to be known as Parvati and she became Brahmacharya. Brahm means over here in this context means tapasya and charni means a female devotee. So an ardent female devotee is the meaning of brahmacharni. And one day Parvati was visited by Narada Muni that in this birth too you can get married to Lord Shiva, but for that you will need to do severe penance. At once Parvati decided that she was ready for any kind of penance.
And Devi Brahmacharni went into severe penance. It was no ordinary tapasya. Her tapasya went on for thousands and thousands of years. For the first 1,000 years, she only ate fruit, and for the next 100 years, she only ate vegetables. For the next 3,000 years, Devi Brahmacharni only ate dried leaves. This kind of tapasya or penance was different. Nobody had ever seen this kind of tapasya. And after 3,000 years, she lived. She went on eating nothing. She gave up water, she gave up food, and her purpose of life became severe penance.
And after so many years of penance, Lord Brahma was pleased and he visited her and blessed her, saying that due to her penance, Lord Shiva too was pleased, and they had Lord Brahma's blessings, and then both of them could get married in this birth. Then Brahmacharni is who is the symbol of immense sacrifice. So Brahmachari after is the embodiment, the symbol of immense sacrifice, penance, solitude, and purity. And in the there's a beautiful verse that speaks about Devi Brahmachari, and it says, Dadanakar Padmabhyam Kshamalam Kamandalu Devi Prasidatu Mai Brahmacharini Yanuttama. And the meaning is, O goddess Brahmachari, who holds rosary and kamandalu in her hands, please on me. And the benefit of chanting this mantra is, by chanting this mantra, it bestows upon one the beauty and kindness of the soul and the body. So now let us see Devi Parashakti's divine play from the Chandi Stotram, which is a part of the Devi Mahatmya. So let us see a Leela from the Chandi Stotram.
In the Devi Mahatmya, chapter 6, it details the demon king Shumba and Nishumba sending their chieftain Dhumralochna to fight Devi Parashakti. And Devi Parashakti's compassion on liberating us from delusion of intensity is explained through this chapter, this description. Devi said, "You are sent by the Lord of the Asuras, mighty yourself and accompanied by an army. If you thus take me by force, then what can I do to you?" The Rishi said, thus told the Asura Brahmalochna, rushed towards her, and thereupon Ambika reduced him to ashes with a mere heave of the sound hum.
And in the 14th, 15th, and 16th verse, it continues saying, the Rishi continues to say, then the great army of Asuras became enraged and showered on Ambika's sharp arrows, javelins, and axes. Then the lion, the vehicle of Devi, shaking its mane in anger and making the most terrific roar, fell on the army of the Asuras. Some Asuras it slaughtered with a blow of its forepaw, others with its mouth, and other great Asuras by turning over with its legs.
The lion with its claws tore out the hearts of some and severed heads with a blow of the paw, and it severed arms and heads from others, and shaking its mane, drank the blood from the hearts of others. In a moment, all that army was destroyed by the high-spirited and exceedingly enraged lion who bore Devi.
And the irony of this happening is that in the beginning, King Shumba and King Nishumba wanted to marry Devi and sent their messengers to woo her. But just as she of desires not getting fulfilled, the same kings tried to attack her. In our lives also, blinded by greed and desires, we fall, we fail, we are hurting the ones we desire. We are hurting the ones we desire.
Devi happened just to liberate us from karma. Most of the decisions that we make every moment, we make unconsciously. We take thousands of decisions unconsciously in a day, whether it is thinking or talking or doing. It is done unconsciously without awareness.
And that is the reason we are not able to connect the cause and the effect of many things that happen in our lives. We always think we have been dished out unfair results. We are blissfully unaware that it was we who caused the effects. We made it happen by way of unconscious living and ended up incurring more karma.
And there is a way to again and again remind ourselves not to collect karma and to live without the influences of the earlier incurred karma. This first step is to have a clear understanding that karma is powerless in the presence of an incarnation of Swamiji himself.
So now let us see how the supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, has come down as the Nijavatara of Devi Parashakti.
The Kailasa'S, the Shamanapita Sattva rare sacred lineage of pontiffs has been systematically carried over in an unbroken progression from the ages. The chosen emissaries of Lord Paramashiva and Devi Parashakti, the Guru Mahasannidhanam, the pontiffs of Kailasa'S, the Shamanapita Sattva are the direct representatives of the cosmos. This lineage was started by Bhagavan Paramashiva and continued by Devi Meenakshi and Bhagavan Sundareshwara, revived by Nithyananda Paramashivam, and finally revived once again by the Supreme Concept of the Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Paramashiva.
And on the 27th of April 2012, Srila Sri Nithyananda Sri Jnanasamandeshika Paramacharya Swamikal, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, was formally appointed as the 293rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Kailasa'S Nithyananda Paramashivam and is the lawful successor, descendant, and inheritor invested with all the powers, duties, obligations to perform the rituals, spiritual, religious, and customary rites vested in the Kailasa'S Nithyananda and has been reviving its spiritual, religious, and linguistic epicenters to its original glory. A short video on the history of Madurai. Yes, we can go to the next slide. Yes, we can play the history of Madurai. So let us now watch a video, a short clip on the history of the Madurai.
The ancient temple town of Madurai in southern India boasts of a 2,500-year-old history of spirituality. Historians trace Madurai's existence back to the 3rd century BC, making it one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities of the world. Legend says that Madurai was established by the Cosmic Mother herself, who incarnated as Princess Meenakshi, daughter of the pious king Malayadwaja Pandian. An able queen and a fearless warrior, Meenakshi expanded her empire right up to Kailash in current China. But when she came face to face with the Lord of Kailash, Shiva himself, she recognized him as her eternal consort and dropped her arms to become Shiva's companion for life.
Along with Shiva, also known as Sundareshwara or the beautiful Lord, Meenakshi reigned over her kingdom for a glorious 166 years.
In course of time, with the rise of Jainism as a religious force, Madurai too fell to its powerful influence and Shaivism all but vanished from the sacred kingdom where Shiva himself had once walked the earth. The renaissance of Shaivism in Madurai was the sacred task of a child incarnation, Tirunjana Sambandar, one of the four visionary saints of Shaiva Siddhanta tradition. The story goes that as a baby, Tirunjana Sambandar was once nourished by the milk of enlightenment from the cosmic mother herself. This child prodigy arrived in Madurai to effortlessly defeat the learned Jain monks with his wisdom, healing powers, and spiritual prowess, and restored Madurai to her beloved religion, Shaivism, by reviving the ancient Madurai Adinam and the Meenakshi temple, which had fallen to desolate ruin. Madurai Adinam is today the world's oldest living Hindu organization, with a recorded history alone spanning a glorious 1,500 years and an unbroken lineage of illustrious pontiffs to this very day. Over the centuries, Madurai Adinam has been patronized by the likes of Tipu Sultan, Robert Nobili, and the poet saint Vallalar. The pontiff of the Madurai Adinam is known by the title Guru Mahasannidhanam and inherits the responsibility of carrying forward the traditions of Tirunjana Sambandar's sacred work.
On 27th April 2012, a new era began in the history of Madurai Adinam. The 292nd Pontiff, Srila Sri Arunagirinatha Jnana Sambandha Desika Paramacharya Swamigal, guided by intuition and inducement by Lord Shiva, coronated a charismatic young saint as the 293rd Pontiff of the Madurai Adinam.
An accomplished yogi, a pragmatic social visionary, and an adept in mystical sciences. His Holiness Paramahamsa Nithyananda is revered as a divine incarnation by millions worldwide. Within weeks of his ascent to the sacred throne, he brought about sweeping changes to the Adinam, including the renovation of the ancient monastery, Annadan, free food for thousands every day, free medical camps, yoga classes, scriptural study, spiritual healing meditation programs. The traditional Adinam now has a website. Participate in the morning worship and spiritual talks via live streaming and two-way video conferencing. Vast properties belonging to the Adinam are being reclaimed from illegal encroachment. Its numerous temples are being restored to sanctity, and the neighboring villages are being adopted with basic amenities, education and medical care being provided for all. His Holiness dreams of an authentic Vedic Renaissance for which India has already waited too long.
Here, I take the commitment of making Madurai Adinam as an international religious organization. We will fulfill all the responsibilities of Madurai Adinam, make Hindu tradition, Saiva tradition alive, revived, lived, celebrated all over the world.
With a brand new pontiff at its helm, Madurai Adinam promises to be more than just another traditional monastery. As a whole generation turns to spirituality for answers, the changes at Madurai Adinam mirror the changing role of spiritual organizations today as power centers and guiding forces, forging the enlightened government of the new world.
Yes, now that we've seen the history of the Madurai Adinam, the Kailasa'S Shamana Pita Sarvapita, the kingdom started by Paramashivoham himself and carried out by the Devi Meenakshi and Bhagavan Sareshwara, and finally revived by the Supreme Concept Joseph once again. And the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhan of the Kailasa'S Shamana Pita describes the vision that he had of Bhagavan Paramashiva, expressing that Supreme Concept should be his successor. The 292nd pontiff of the Madurai, the Srinathar Jnana Sambandha Deshika Paramacharya Swamigal, is the predecessor to the Supreme Concept and in the esteemed Guru-based tradition of the kingdom of the Kailasa'S Vadashanta Shamala Pita Sarvapita, the Madurai Adinam, 2012. And the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam had the divine vision of Bhagavan Paramashiva and Devi Meenakshi herself, who both instructed him to coronate the avatar, the Supreme Concept as his successor, the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita Sarvapita. And this was historic in the record of Madurai Adinam, and this introducing, you can see in this video, the introducing of the successor of the 292nd Guru Mahasanidhanam, the Supreme Concept himself, who is the current Guru Mahasanidhanam, the 293rd Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita. You can watch this video on YouTube. And
yes, we can now go. So here you can all see how you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coordinated as the 293rd Jagat Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita Sarvapita.
And as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism was coordinated as the Guru Mahasanidhanam of the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita Sarvapita, the oldest Hindu Bible state, the Supreme Concept of Hinduism took on the responsibility of reviving this ancient kingdom by reviving all of the temples underneath this ancient kingdom, reviving all of the beautiful activities and temples and initiatives through the Kailasa'S Shamala Pita.
And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism declared as the successor of the Arunachala Sarvapita in the Guru Parampara of the Arunachala Sarvapita, of Arunachala lineage at the age of 16 on the 24th of May 1994. So you can see the Guru Parampara starting from Yogi Raj Yogananda Puri, Isaki Swamigal, then Mataji Vivekananda Puri, and then finally the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the next successor, the present head of the Arunachala Sarvapita.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism founded the International Mission Nithyananda Sangha to revive Kailasa internationally at the mere age of 21 in 1999.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism founded the Adi Kailasa'S Sarvapita at the age of 24 on the 4th of November 2002.
The Supreme Concept of Hinduism at the age of 26 was declared as the successor of the Bhagyanagara Shivura Sarvajñapita, and
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism was coronated as the incumbent emperor of the Suryavamsha Sarangi Samrajyam of the Suryavamsha lineage at the age of 26 on the 31st of December 2004.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Adi Pallava Sarvajñapita and at the age of 29 in 2007.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism is also coronated as the successor of the Kashi Sarvajñapītam at the age of 30 in 2008.
And at the age of 35, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was officially coronated as the Mahamandaléshvara, the Supreme Pontiff of the spiritual head of the Mahanirvana, the largest apex monastic order, and is the youngest Mahamandaleshwar at the age of 35 in 2013.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism was also declared as the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Attalakala, the oldest monastic order in Hinduism established by Mahaganapati himself, by the Acharya Mahamandaleshwar Sukadevanandaji, and then incumbent spiritual head of the Attalakala at the age of 35. So at the age of 35, Swamiji was declared as Acharya Mahamandaleshwar of the Attalakala in 2013.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated at the age of 36 as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Tanjavur Adinam in 2014.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism was also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of Tiruvarur Adinam at the age of 36 in 2014.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism at the age of 36 has been coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Vedaranyam Adinam in 2014.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism was also coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Dharmamukti Swarga Pramadinam at the age of 37 in 2015.
And at the age of 37, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was coronated as the Guru Mahasannidhanam of the Adipita Koladamath in 2015. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders or pontiffs at the mere age of 36 in 2016. And here you can see the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being coronated as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the incarnation of Paramashivoham himself by various leaders and pontiffs of Hinduism.
And the Supreme Court of Hinduism is also revered as the most prolific, most viewed guru in the digital world. And thousands of followers of Hinduism have read and watched his books and watched his videos, and he is read and watched by 1 billion plus followers of Hinduism.
The world's greatest digital nation is Kailasa'S, with 1 billion views digitally.
Yes, we can go to the previous slide.
And this includes over 1,100 Facebook pages, 50 websites, 102 Instagram channels, 70 initiatives, 458 YouTube channels, 128 Twitter channels, and many more. And over the last 27 years, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has contributed relentless humanitarian services and initiatives to bring free vegetarian food banks, medical services, natural disaster relief, women empowerment initiatives, conflict resolution, and peace initiatives, sustainable Hindu practices through various international agencies and bodies to the world as part of the mission of Kailasa. The Pontiff of Hinduism has been working tirelessly to bring all of the benefits of Hinduism, the sciences of Hinduism, and sharing it with the world.
Here you can see a few of the global initiatives, a few more of the global initiatives. So the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored 300 books and 10,000 articles in 3 different languages, which are English, Tamil, and Sanskrit, and 50 languages with over 1,000 titles. So you can see here the English books and the French books.
And here are some of more of the books that have been authored by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and are translated and freely available to everyone online. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has over 20 million copies of books and articles sold, read, and downloaded. Here are just a few of the releases of the sacred books the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has published.
So Swamiji has also established the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also established the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million Pali scriptures, and over 20 million digital books.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has delivered over 10,000 hours of discourses and has over 1 billion views on social media. All of these discourses are freely available on YouTube for everyone to access and enjoy.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is also respected as a commentator of all sacred scriptures, such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Jain Sutras, and much more.
The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is honored as leader of Hinduism, the most awarded internationally recognized Hindu leader. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been recognized by various delegates, Senate, government officials, mayors, business people, and influencers from all over the world, influential people from all over the world who have recognized the tireless hard work and contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Most recently, the California State Senate has recognized Kailasa and the hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the sovereign of the sovereign state of Kailasa.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has also been acclaimed as one of the top 100 spiritually influential living personalities by Watkins, Mind, Body, Spirit magazine.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the reviver of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the Nithyananda Order of monks, nuns, Hindu, and the Hindu diaspora worldwide, who are working for global peace and to give the superconscious breakthrough to humanity.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the establisher of the largest Hindu university in the world with satellite campuses in 150 countries.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism is the establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystems worldwide.
And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvagnapitas around the world.
And the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, of course, has been recognized by various Hindu leaders all across India and the globe. And the late Mahant Narendra Giriji Maharaj, the president of the largest apex body of Hinduism, the Akhila Bharatiya Akara Parishad, the group of 13 Akaras and over 2 crore sadhus, in India, has welcomed the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasannidhana Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as one day Supreme Concept of Hinduism, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam Swamiji is going to be called as the Vishwa Guru, the Guru of the whole world, and he is going to be the spiritual guide for the whole world, and peace will spread in the whole world. People are not yet aware of the energy of peace. In reality, Swamiji is the Varupa, the form of Bhagavan, God himself, and we are offering our prayers not just to a Guru, but to an embodiment of Bhagavan. I am sure that Swamiji must have done intense penance, tapas in his childhood, and merged into God, as a result of which he is expressing this divine power of God. And this is what the late Mahant Narendra has declared about the Supreme Concept of Hinduism, and is recognized as the Supreme Concept of Hinduism as the incarnation of Paramashivoham himself.
And various other Mahants and heads of various Akaras have also spoken about the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Shanti Swamiji, head of the Kolda Math, which is the oldest recorded Mata in Karnataka dating back to more than 6,500 years, declares with his authority, he says, whenever humanity falls into suffering and pain, Ishwar, the divine himself, does austerities, tapas, for the upliftment. Ishwar is the embodiment of the divine light. Nithyananda Ji Maharaj is seated as the embodied divine light, spreading world peace and serving the whole of humanity from India. Nithyananda Ji is a treasure house of jnana, sacred knowledge. So this is what Sri Shanti Swamiji has shared about the Supreme Point of Hinduism.
So now, in this next segment, we will be understanding Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam happening as the Guru. So please stay tuned for that. We'll be right back and be entering into this next segment.
Yes. So now that we have Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam happening as Guru. So now let's understand Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam happening as Guru. So there is a beautiful saying in Tantra, actually, when you are healthy, you take your body for granted. So generally you take your body for granted. When you are healthy, you don't even remember you have a body. And the Upanishad says, when you forget your boundary, that is what is health. There is a Taoist saying that when the shoe fits, leg is forgotten. When the bell fits, belly is forgotten. When the chain fits, the neck is forgotten. So when the body fits, you forgot the body. You forgot the boundary. So you remember your body, you remember your mind only when you have some disturbance. We don't remember of our body or mind when we don't have any sickness. But no sickness is only one part of health. No sickness is not a total health. No sickness is just one part of our health. Clinically, all right, is only one part of health. There is something more to the health than clinically all right. Health does not mean only no diseaselessness. No diseaselessness is only the negative aspect of health. The positive well being means there is a real health. The continuous positive attitude in the body and in the mind, it is not sickness. No sickness cannot be health. There is there are so many people clinically all right, but they are on the verge. Any moment they can fall sick, either physically or mentally. The power of mind over the matter. When you get angry, when you are in disturbed mode, you have 230% more possibilities of having heart attack. And of course, more than 80% of our diseases are from mind. For example, if you just remember some negative person, somebody who makes you feel uncomfortable, or somebody who irritates you, just remember somebody and feel how few thoughts which create anger in you. Immediately, you can see pulse rising and BP increasing. So, when few thoughts can play such a major role on you, continuously what you think is what we call mind. How much it will be playing on your life, the mind, the thought, it plays a major role on your body and of course on your health. So when your body and mind is ease with each other, you are in heaven. When they are not ease with each other, when they are dis-ease with each other,
And the experience of consciousness is the ultimate cure and the ultimate technique to prevent not only the diseases, not only the illness, but the very cycle of birth and death. Of course, the very cycle of birth and death itself is a basic disease. The very cycle of birth and death that happens because you forget you're the energy, you forget you're the consciousness. The cycle of birth and death is the first disease.
you are not the family. Your birth, your name is given to you. You are not the name. The form is the board where you live. It is not you. So when you understand exactly what is you, when you try to go to a little deep and experience the consciousness. When you will see the basic diseases also can be cured and prevented. The ultimate disease, the idea, I am the body, also can be cured and prevented. So let you work towards the spiritual experience, towards the glimpse of consciousness and experience the eternal bliss.
So let us do a small internalization exercise. Pen down all the names to internalize who are you. So pen down all the names you associate yourself with, what you call you, what others call you, how you would rather be called anything. For example, Manu, Chotu, Sarita, David, any nicknames. And pen down the words, the adjectives you use to describe you. For example, smarty pants, cool. And pen down the words or relationships used to describe you. For example, sister, sister disciple, colleague, mother, wife, daughter, sister in law. And pen down your titles, career related affiliations. For example, director, professor, educator, scientist, committee, member, chair, advisor. Pen down any honors or memories you use to describe you. For example, youngest professor, tennis player, Lilliput, etc. So pen down all of these names, adjectives, relationships, identities, various identities and words that you associate with yourself. Pen down all of these. Let us take a couple of minutes. Yes, so now if you pen down all of these identities, now we'll move to the next step. So now contemplate on who are you.
So,
Go
who are you? Go back to read what you have written. Every association to describe yourself is in relation with your body, its description, its capabilities. Yes? But do you agree that the list is not comprehensive? Even if you have written 1 hour or 2 hours, it is not at all comprehensive. It doesn't include your ideas, your beliefs, your views on democracy, what you call your ideas. Contemplate while you think you are your ideas, but at the same time, you are describing yourself through the idea of body.
So now let us introspect. Who are you? Let us go one more step further. The ideas, the beliefs, are these the same as they were 5 years ago? Let us take a few examples to answer these. Did you agree with the country policy a year ago, 5 years ago, 20 years ago? Did you agree that global warming was real? Do you remember how you functioned at the age of 10, at the age of 15, at the age of 25, and now your present age? Surely you might find that your beliefs have changed over the years. And just look, had you grown up in a different country, in a different circumstances, your beliefs, your food taste, lifestyle might have been completely different. So then let us introspect. Who are you?
So now let us do meditation, preventive and curative.
All my best lectures or discourses are delivered only to a small group. She was telling me, she was just introducing me, she was telling, let us feel the presence and words of the Master. You can feel anything great only when the group is small. Only when the group is small, every society, every religion, every country, they put all their effort, all their money, all their energy in curative measures. Oh, so many hospitals, so many other ways, healthcare center, these, that, so many things for curative. But I don't know why people are not putting so much of effort to prevent. There's a beautiful saying in Tantra. Actually, when you are healthy, you take your body for granted. You take your body for granted. When you are healthy, you don't even remember you have a body. And the Upanishad says, when you forget your boundary, that is what is health. There's a Taoist saying, when the shoe fits, leg is forgotten. When the belt fits, belly is forgotten. When the chain fits, neck is forgotten. So when the body fits, you forget the body. You forget the boundary. That is the reason we never take any steps to prevent. You remember your body, you remember your mind only when you have some disturbance. We don't remember our body, our mind, when we don't have any sickness. But no sickness is only one part of health. No sickness is not a totality of health. No sickness is just one part of health. Clinically all right is only one part of health. There is something more to the health than clinically all right. The positive well-being, feeling of positive well-being is what I call health. Health does not mean only the no diseaseness. No diseaseness is only the negative aspect of health. The positive well-being means that is the real health. I can say being healthy means feeling a well-being, a continuous positive attitude in the body and in the mind. It is not just no sickness. No sickness cannot be health. There are so many people clinically all right, but they are in the verge. Any moment they can fall sick, either physically or mentally. Meditation does a wonderful job in curative field and as well as the preventive field, to cure and to prevent. In both field, meditation does miracles. One of our devotee and is a doctor. There's a lot of research on this meditation, on this mind matter, mind over the matter, on this body, mind, spirit. In his research report, he says the power of mind over the matter, when you get angry, when you are in disturbed mood, you have 230% more possibility of getting heart attack. 230%. And some of his researches are amazing. I think shocking, not even amazing, it is shocking how much the mind plays over the body. Dale Carnegie says, whether Jesus saves or not, we don't know, but prayer saves. The very attitude or very prayer that saves. Physical level, of course, more than 80% of our diseases are from mind. It is created in the mind, expresses in the physical level. That is why These Kirlian photographers, they are able to find out any disease 6 months ahead of its happening in the body. Before the disease happens to your body, 6 months ago, 6 months earlier, they are able to find out through the Kirlian photographs which catches your auric body, which catches your aura. They say every disease is first it happens in the mind, only then it expresses in the body. From the medical point of view, doctors always tell body is a biomechanism. But the spiritual point of view, almost all the mystics, they say body is the expression of inner self. It is the expression of energy. Mystics say it is the expression of energy. Doctors say it is a biomechanism. Whether you take it as a biomechanism or as a expression of energy, meditation does big help in the level of curing or in the level of preventing. Let me give you a few incidences, few solid proofs, then you will be able to understand. One lady who had a psoriasis for more than 20 years, she came to see me. I was speaking to her. She said that she has tried all the possible things to cure that psoriasis, but nothing worked. She was asking, what is the reason, what is happening? When I was speaking to her, I was able to understand she has too much of self-condemnation. She condemns herself. She feels she is not beautiful. In some way she has got some low self-esteem and self-condemnation. I told her, stand in front of mirror every day and just 15 minutes shout and scream on yourself. Bring out all the negativity or the anger you have upon yourself. Feel as if you are going to burst. Feel as if you are going to